So a certain person just had one of their biggest losses to date as they have to turn over their devices. They have to prove that the pictures that they showcase, those things are actually real. And well, let's just say that pictures that have already been examined, yeah, they don't pass the "this is real" test. No, they don't pass it at all. Now, not only did that nameless person lose on that front, but just like that nameless person has done every time we've seen a motion like this, they tried to do the exact same thing to JD, demanding that his devices be turned over. Well, the judge said, no, you know what? You're not going to get those. You know why? Because you're asking for too much. You want everything turned over. There's not really any reason why you should have that. Access denied, and denied categorically. You get nothing, but you have to turn over your stuff. Now, that certain nameless person's team, they are fuming about this decision, too. You can find statements talking about how this is dirty strategy, how dare they make claims like this, while also saying JD's team, they are leaking things to the press. How dare they do that? Yeah, interesting, considering some of the letters we've seen from that certain nameless person's team. Right? Now, you and I, we're going to talk about this and so much more. And JD's team, they had a field day with this decision, talking about how the LAPD, they disavowed these photographs. They said they did not depict what they saw. They brought up other organizations and beyond. Yeah, things are not going the best way for that nameless person. It's been interesting to watch. Fun times, huh? Fun times indeed. Oh man, that cookie keeps crumbling more and more by the day. So hey there to all you fine folks on this fine day. I hope you are doing excellently. And as far as metadata consistencies go, that means pictures that are put out there are problems with them, meaning things have been faked, maybe things have been changed. No, this stuff, it's been put through software after the fact. Well, here's one of the analysis done for pictures coming from December 2015. Look at this stuff here. Here's all the pictures. You can see the device they were created on. Devices that need to be turned over. Metadata inconsistencies. Look how many of them have metadata inconsistencies. Look at how many of them have been manipulative. Of course, that's a huge problem. Now, the allegations, they get much, much worse from there. You can see why the judge said, yes, you can look at these devices, because here's what a data expert said about some of the pictures that have been turned over in the trial bundles. Quote, to identify whether unedited versions of the 20 other December 15th images exist, I examined the following source of evidence. So you notice the date here, December 2015. A forensic image of an Apple iPad Pro 10.5 inch belonging to a certain nameless person. Now, from the above source, I have extracted unedited copies of 18 of 20 images, included them in my report. The chart below identifies the unedited copy for each image. Now look at this annotation right here. And again, remember, all of this, it supposedly comes from December 2015. So here, photos from the iPad Pro 10.5 inch were created on or after October 6, 2018. As such, any editing of the trial bundle versions would have been on or after October 6, 2018. So, December 2015 pictures included in the trial came from after October 6, 2018. Yeah, that seems suspicious, doesn't it? Yeah, I think all of this has got the old noggin jogging for a certain judge in Virginia, with them saying, you know what, JD, he needs access to those phone records. He needs to be able to see if there are metadata consistencies or not. And isn't it interesting, in the past, when we're talking UK 2020, the character of a certain nameless person, it was impeachable. Why? charitable donations? Well, now we know that that's not real. Oh, these articles, they're not involved in the writing of it. Well, we know that the Washington Post article, they were indeed. Yeah, when you start questioning those things and you see the inconsistencies, the judge says, maybe there are more. Now, JD's team, they bring the spice too, basically saying, you know what this person did with those photographs? They utilized them to basically go out, obtain $7 million that they lied about giving to kids with cancer. That's right, that's part of the filing. Quote, that nameless person and her friends then fabricated photographs they're talking about after the May 2016 incident that she used to obtain an ex parte TRO or a temporary restraining order and a $7 million divorce settlement, which that nameless person falsely testified in London she gave to the ACLU and more scandalously to the CHLA, sick children with cancer. Again, that is part of the filing. They also talk about the LAPD and what happened in May 2016, saying that when the LAPD responded to this, they found nothing on that nameless person. They found no disruption in the penthouse and, quote unquote, they disavowed the photographs and said they did not depict what they actually saw there. You know, these allegations, they weren't real. The photographs, they weren't real. Again, the judge needed to side with them, and the judge, they did. Now, what makes this even more interesting is that their photo expert, they talked about the actual software that was being utilized, talking about these images being ran through something called Photo 3. Quote, this is their expert's name. I'm just going to call them Mr. N's. Preliminary investigation shows that a number of photographs have been run through a photo editing application called Photo 3 that can easily manipulate images such as showing bruises where none actually exist. Now, like I was saying before, not only did that nameless person lose big time with this, but they tried retaliation. They said, JD, he's going to have to turn over his devices too. And the judge said, you know what? Yeah, you're not going to get that. Why? Because you're asking for everything. You don't really have a reason for doing this. It's too broad. Access denied. Now this, it panicked that nameless person's team. You can see it in their statements. I mean, they are mad about this stuff. They try to play it cool at first, then the anger comes out, but then they lie about what came up. Because of course, they have to play it coy like this, knowing that most of the media, they'll buy into this and they'll just repeat it ad nauseum. See, what they say is we welcome all of this at first, then they call it dirty strategy, saying that these are false claims, while avoiding accusations of defamation because of a judicial immunity. Then they say all of this, it was presented in the UK before, and that it is categorically false. See, that nameless person was not one of the parties that was being sued there. So, when they took the stand, the judge would not allow JD's team to go in to impeach anything they were saying. Basically, it was treated like it was all the truth. Nothing could be examined, including metadata. That was brought up. It couldn't be examined there. Well, yeah, now it can. And again, that's got to panic that nameless person. It's got to panic their team because they know so many things are falling apart. But anyway, I thought I'd tell you about this decision here. This is a fascinating one. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. But let me know what you think about this stuff. And as always, too, I appreciate the heck out of you. You make this stuff work, so thank you. I'm going to ask that you spread this everywhere, too. Everyone should know about what's going on. You being here, though, that matters most of all with anything, so thank you. I'm going to say that again. I'm going to end here with a see you soon.